Yo, you're now tuned in to SECZN Live on a Tuesday night. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing out there? We're going to give it a couple seconds for everybody to come into the chat. We got a special episode tonight. We're going to go through each and every single SEC team, and we're going to come up with our own record predictions. Should be pretty fun. So you guys be prepared. Be prepared to vote, as always. And if you just not tuning into this and you haven't seen this before, go ahead and subscribe if you're not subscribed. That way you can get in on the fun, man. Get in. It should be a ton of fun on this episode. So let's take a look in the chat real quick. See what we got. Already, we got Huggy Beard in the building. Says that smooth rooster strikes one more again. Mike McKinney, what's going on? He said we in here. Facts. Ramajama, what up, man? What up right back at you, Alex? Karen, how you doing? Karen, I hope you wasn't on at 6:30 in the morning because I was not live at 6:30. Oh, man. And Ramajama saying those words that I cannot say. I am not allowed. Coach Carl, what's going on, man? What's going on? Baseball up 4-0. Absolutely. Yeah, I just saw that on my phone here. Yeah, well, let's see. He says, yo, where's the 100K goal, Mike? Oh, man, that's funny. This is it, man. It's not 100K, but this is the infamous microphone right here that is infamously 100K. I don't think it's 100K, though. Actually, I know it not. It's $49.99. Karen said, no way she was sound asleep. Yeah, me too, man. 6:30 in the morning. Yeah, I don't know if I could do a show like that early. And then we got Huggy saying, what's happening? All right, man. So I got a guy gonna come up, man. My guy, I'm gonna go ahead and pull him up. Your favorite insider, Ant. Ant, how you doing, man?
Yeah. What's happening?
How you doing, man? You doing good? I think
I'm making it today. I'm making it.
Okay. That's all you can do, man. That's all you can do. I don't know. I think Ant may be losing connection a bit. I don't know. But while we waiting on that, let's go through a few of the housekeeping rules, guys. Y'all had to excuse me if I do seem a little bit under the weather, man. I hurt my back lifting a box of clothes uh, that we was giving away, and yeah, I got the little tens unit on it right now. Uh, this is not fun whatsoever. All right, man. So let's see. We got Ant back in here. See if he's Ant. Thought he was back up. Anywho, let's take a look, man. You guys, if you tuned in last week, you know that we ranked offensive line units. This is the list that we came up with, that you guys came up with when you voted. You had your voice heard, and these are the 5 offensive line units that we say are the 5 best going into 2026 from the SEC. And you can see everybody else is in chemistry class because that's what makes our offensive line great. It's great chemistry. So, if you didn't check out that episode, go back. It was last Tuesday. Please go check that out. It was a lot of fun doing that. Also, please remember, take 5. If you want to submit a 5-second clip, you wanted to be on the live, but you didn't really want to be on the live, this is your opportunity to do so. Submit a 5-second clip to the email address that is listed, info@itsseccseason.com. And yeah, we'll make a collage out of them, man. And the best ones are going to become the intro of lunch breaks, right? And speaking of lunch breaks, let's pull that one up. So last week we did trench work on Thursday. If you missed that episode, go back and check that out. We had a really in detail conversation about offensive line play. It was really fun. We got a fun episode coming up next. Well, Thursday. I don't have the thumbnail for it just yet, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. So make sure you're checking that out. Set your reminders, man. Make sure you click that notification bell. That way you won't miss this. Let's see what else we got. We got the SECZN hoodies, of course. Right now at icartdesigns.com. Again, icartdesigns.com. You can go over there, check that out. Check out that's my wife's website. You can check out many other designs. Also, you can grab you a SC season hoodie, gray one. It doesn't come with the gold chains. Unfortunately, you got to provide that for yourself. But you want to be part of the cool kids, grab your SEC hoodie before it's too late because hoodie season is, man, it's getting close to be on its way out the door. Alright. And lastly, to participate in all this, you must be part of the Keyboard Collective. And the only way you can do that is to subscribe. And they're always taking memberships. There you go, the Keyboard Collective, where your comments are the currency. Um, if you want to donate to the name, image, and likeness of SE Season, just type a comment in the comment section. That's the easiest way to do it. And do I got you back up here? Mm, I don't think so. Uh, I don't think so. Uh, let's see. I got Nick Frazier in the building. Nick, how you doing, man?
Good, man. You know me.
Good, good,
Doing well, man. Appreciate y'all so much, man. We here. We here.
good. All right, man. This is a fun episode, man. I contemplated a couple ways that I wanted to do this. As I spoke to you guys before, I'm gonna do week by week. So eventually, we're gonna do week by week, which probably start next week with week one. We'll pick every single SEC game and we're gonna build data, right? You guys see the thumbnail. It's fans versus they, right? And because we always hear they don't want SEC teams in the playoffs. They don't want this. They don't want that. But nobody ever identifies who they is. So we going against the infamous they, right? We're gonna come up with our own numbers, our own metrics by fan vote. We're gonna give the fans a voice, man, that they don't have. So this should be a lot of fun. I Before we get into actually week ranking week by week, though, I want to get win totals. I want to start off our data with win totals, right? So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna get win totals on every single SEC team. Now, it's gonna be a lot of voting, so you guys be ready. And this is gonna move by. I'm gonna try to keep it moving pretty quick because it's 16 teams now, and we don't have a
Mm.
lot of time. so so we're gonna try to move it along pretty quick. But first of all, man, I like to start off each and every one of these with a simple poll question just to get the juices flowing. Let's see if we can get this put up on the screen here, Nick. Mm, Today's very, very simple poll question is, oh, somebody already voted. That's because you typed. Let me reset it. But today is, will any SEC team finish the regular season undefeated? Do we have that? Do we have it? Do you
Regular
think so? What do
season
you
undefeated.
Regular season undefeated, 12-0. Do we have a team that
Hmm.
you think, uh, Nick, can finish the season unscarred, making through a 9-game SEC schedule and come out unblemished? Again, guys, all you gotta do is type in the chat and it'll vote. You can see it registering right there on the screen. You got 2 votes already for no. If you're watching this and you can't vote, because 'cause you're not subscribed. Go ahead and subscribe right now, and that way you can get in on the, conversation, man. Um,
Hmm.
it's this is interesting, and if you're there, you can answer this too.
I'm gonna go no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go no.
I
I'm gonna vote no on this one.
Imma say no as well. What are some of the reasons you saying no? I mean, one of the well, I give you one of my biggest reasons for saying no. Is because they don't have to.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Eh,
That's
yeah,
probably the best reason. Yeah.
'cause they simply don't have to. You don't have to go undefeated to win a national championship.
Mhm.
You can, get in the playoffs with 2 losses. Um, you can get 3 losses if you lose in the conference game and won a certain team. Um, and you can still get in the
That's
playoffs
a good
and
one.
win.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
But you can still make it in there, you know what I mean? You got just as good a chance as anybody to win, man. So I think, yeah, the answer to that is no. initially now, if there were any teams that could make it through this season undefeated, Nick, what are some you think could make it?
I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know if there is one. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Could Georgia make it through undefeated?
that would be the first team that most people would probably, single out would be Georgia. But I don't know. I'm gonna be real with you, man. I honestly don't. I don't even know if there's an if any one of them can make it through a 12 undefeated in 12 season. I don't even know if that. I don't. That's a good question. If you know,
Yeah.
man, that is a tough.
Well, right now,
Because like you can ask the question of like, can any one of them, will any one of them, and you definitely will say no to will any one of them. But if you say if, you know, you used to be able to say, well, what about this team? Like you just said, what about Georgia? But I don't even know if Georgia can go unscathed.
yeah.
You know?
Let's see.
So
And
I don't know. I don't know.
we got Rama Jamma coming in saying, or you could be like Notre Dame and not do ish and get in. That's a possibility. You could do that. Ant said he'd be back. 40 got my service hostage. He's on that road, man. Hey, be safe
Wow.
on that road, man. Be safe on that road. Rama Jamma said Texas Tech maybe can get through undefeated. But we're talking about just SEC teams, Rama
Mm-hmm.
Jamma. Actually, I'm gonna start calling you Alex because I don't like saying Rama Jamma over and over again. So Alex, man, I think we were just talking about SEC teams. Do you think Texas in the SEC? If you think Texas Tech,
No, no.
no, you don't think Texas is one of those teams that can
You
make it
talking about the
through unscathed?
University of Texas, like the Longhorns?
Yeah, yeah, the
No,
university.
no, no, not at all. No,
Oh
I don't see
man.
that.
And then Ant saying, hey, Bama has UGA numbers. So even if you look at UGA and think that they can go undefeated, there's always the Alabama game that trips them up. Um, yeah, so I think all of the things that we saying combined with the fact that you just don't have to. It's not a necessity anymore. It used to be a thing where you go undefeated regular season, you get to championship game. Now that's not necessarily the case because you got the playoffs, and so like yeah, I think no is a good answer, a good answer.
Mhm.
Okay, he said in the SEC says Texas A&M.
Hey, well, let's look at Texas A&M schedule. Let's look at
Okay.
Texas A&M schedule. I can tell you this right now: Texas A&M lost who? Mario Craver is not on that team.
All right.
No, Mario Craver said Casey Concepcion is gone. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
you lost your tight end. You lost some. You
I
lost
tell
some
you,
linemen. You lost
I tell
Le'Veon
you what,
Moss.
Nick. Hold on 1 second, Nick.
You
Before we
lost Cassius Howell on the defensive side of the football.
before we go too far into that, Nick, you know what I want to do?
Mhm.
Since you started with Texas A&M, let's start with Texas A&M. All right, guys. So we already got our vote. We're saying that, hey, no, we don't think it's a team that's going to go undefeated. Now we're going to get into the part uh, where we actually vote on said team. So give me, let's get over here and pull this up.
Cam Coleman is not at Texas A&M, Alex. He's at the University of Texas, and Texas still
Right, right.
has. And Texas still has a lot that they have to get right on their football team as well. They lost like 53-60% of that team, of that talent for the Longhorns. They didn't really replace for real.
All right. Yeah,
So
you're right.
I don't know about that
So
one.
so
I
so
don't
here
know.
it is. Since we talk about Texas A&M, we're gonna dive into the schedule and everything. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put together how many wins we think that these teams will have. We already got one for 8, right? So you guys know how this goes already. We're talking about Texas A&M. Uh, and I'll go ahead and start the timer, even though I rarely look at it. But we're talking about Texas A&M. All you got to do is type the number in the chat. It'll vote right here, and we can register. We got a lot for 8 wins coming up already. So I tell you what, let's get over to Texas A&M, and let's see what are we thinking. All right. So first of all, let me move this smaller. Sorry about that, guys. You're seeing it in real time. All right. So we got Texas A&M. Of this schedule, how many we think that Texas A&M can get out of this schedule?
Man, you looking at the away. You got at Oklahoma, at South Carolina, at Alabama, at Missouri, at LSU. Man, they got a lot of away games this year, bro. A
Yeah, they
lot
got
of away games.
a lot of ats. Mhm.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, especially when you lost probably, production wise, the best pass rusher in the conference on the defensive side of the ball. Scooby Williams is not there anymore.
Yeah.
Um,
So far,
wow.
people are voting, they're saying 8 games, right? You see 8 games on this schedule, 8 and 4. That road schedule, like you said, man, at LSU, at Missouri, at Alabama, at South Carolina. My word. At Alabama,
Um,
at South Carolina, then at Oklahoma too. They could
I look at the losses on this schedule. I look at the losses. I would say man, at Oklahoma is probably a loss.
mm,
They got to go back to LSU again in
uh,
back-to-back years.
are they not
Man,
at LSU?
that is unfair. They gotta go. They gotta go to LSU 2 years in a row because they played. Remember they played LSU. This year it was the game that was they played LSU at home and got beat the brakes off of
I may
LSU at
I
home. The
may
next, no,
I
you
may
right.
have
No,
it,
no,
but I
no,
think
you're
it's
not wrong.
okay.
You're not wrong. I'm looking at it
Okay,
right here
okay.
and I'm saying, wow, they're making them go back to LSU back to back. That's wild. That's wild.
Okay. Karen says, "Can she change her pick?" Now, unfortunately, you can't, man. You can't change your pick once you put it in. Uh, it's kinda how the system works. I wish it was a way you could, but you can't. But we got 8. 8 is nobody's voted for any other number than 8, right? So everybody thinks 8 wins, uh, coming
Yo,
coming
they
out of
really
Texas A&M.
Yo, whoever scheduled that, bro, they wrong for that, bro. They gotta go back. They gotta go back to Baton Rouge in back-to-back years. Man, that's crazy.
This teams they can go 4-1. I mean, 1-4 on the road, bro, easily.
I'm
They can
looking at
lose
this.
they can lose Baton Rouge, they can lose Alabama, they could lose South Carolina, and they could lose at Oklahoma.
I don't think they lose to South Carolina.
I don't think so either.
I don't
So
think they lose. I
so a
think they
2 and
lose
3
that.
road record is what you're thinking? Maybe?
I think they beat South Carolina on the road. I think they beat Missouri on the road.
Mm. Yeah, it's interesting.
Man, I think they beat LSU on the road again.
Mm.
I think they beat LSU on the road. I think they lose.
I
I
got
think
you,
they beat
Alex.
Texas too. I think they beat Texas at home too, man. So if you're looking at that, I got 1, 2. To me, the wild card on this schedule is Kentucky and Tennessee. Those are the 2 wild card games to me. I don't know which way to go with those 2 games.
Mm. Kentucky and Tennessee.
Yeah, because
But
I think
they got
Kentucky is gonna
Tennessee
be.
they got Tennessee at home, so that
Yeah,
is
I
a
know,
major
but
plus.
and they got Kentucky at home too. But that game will be Kentucky's first real test, probably
Right.
a road game. Well, they play Alabama with the second week of the season. Kentucky does, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, now so they'll have Alabama
Yeah,
and
second week
Texas
of the
A&M
season,
back to back.
Kentucky. Yeah. Yeah, so listen,
I'm
you
gonna go.
guys have
I'm gonna go 9.
you guys have voted.
I'm gonna go
I think
9.
we ran out of time.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, we ran out of time. So we got 3 votes. We got Nick going 9 games. We got the majority going 8 games. So guys, like I said, if you're watching this and you're not voting, by all means, just type the number of games that you think this team is going to win in 2026. Just type that number in the chat, and that'll register your vote. So make sure you're doing that. That way we can get everybody to get a fair shot and a good accurate estimate of what we think the record is going to be. So for this one, I think we can call this. Let's get back to the regular stage. We got 8 games from Texas A&M. And there you have it. We already put it up there. 8-4, 8-4 for Texas A&M. All right.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
by request, this is Alex. Alex says do LSU schedule next. So we're gonna move on to LSU, man. And the same thing applies with LSU. All you gotta do is type the number of games you think LSU is gonna win in 2027. Hold on, if I can reset this thing. Let's reset this. All right. So now, if we're talking LSU, let's go ahead and put. Man, that sucks. But let's go ahead and pull up LSU, man, and see what are we thinking from the LSU Tigers in terms of win totals. I think that over under. I don't know if they line is already out, but I think it's like 9.5. They got them over 9.5, something like that. I can't.
Hmm,
So you guys tell me
that's
what you think
crazy. Imma
here.
be
Well,
real with you.
LSU, how many wins are we saying? All you got to do is type a number in the chat and it will register. Nick, we're looking at this schedule, man. The first thing I always look at the road schedule, right?
Mhm,
Uh,
mhm,
at You got at Ole Miss, at Kentucky,
mhm.
at Jordan Hare Stadium, at Tennessee, and end the year at Arkansas. Um, New system, new coach, um, expensive roster.
Mhm.
What are we thinking, man? What are we thinking? You got another vote for 8. 8 is a safe pick, man. I should have took 8 games off
Yeah,
the
it's a
board.
safe pick. It's a safe pick, safe pick. Um, man, Imma be real with you. This is kinda early for me to be putting out, what I
Yeah,
think,
yeah, it is.
and stuff like this, but Imma just go with what I look at right now, with what's projected. I don't know if Sam Levitt gonna be healthy all season, bro. Like, Sam Levitt is a big if for this
Mm,
offense. Yeah, everybody be like, yeah, yeah, you got, he's your quarterback, and you've seen Lane Kiffin do it with other quarterbacks and things, stuff of that nature. But man, they went after Sam Levitt hard. Um, I don't know if this is gonna be a good season for LSU, to be honest with you. I think that defense is gonna be pretty decent. I think that defense is gonna keep them in some games. They went out and got the wide receiver from Kansas State on the offensive side of the ball. Of
right.
course, you got Jordan Seaton on the offensive line, but they still got to replace, some of those other positions on the offensive line. How
Mhm.
good will the running back room be for LSU? You know, and yeah, we talk about Trinidad Chambliss, being a guy that they went and got last year. That Lane Kiffin and staff went and got last year out of the portal, but you wouldn't have known who Trinidad Chambliss was if it wasn't for Austin Simmons getting hurt, and
Mhm.
they may have to put the backup guy in right now at the beginning of the season to get LSU started. Who's to say he is just as good, or who's to say that he gonna strike lightning in a bottle twice with the quarterback position? Man, I'm looking at this schedule, bro. I'm looking at Clemson on the road. I expect Clemson to be very much improved this year. Um, bro, I'm gonna say 7, bro. I'm gonna go
Let's
7.
say 7 games.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Okay.
7.
Yeah, I would. Like I said, I always look at the road schedule first, and I'm counting of that. I'm counting at Neyland Stadium as a loss. I'm
Yes.
counting at Jordan Hare Stadium as a loss.
Yeah.
Um,
Especially if Auburn is rolling like they are. Especially
that
if Auburn can get, 1 or 2 key wins. Yeah,
then
it's gonna be
then
hard for them to win.
and then Ole Miss at Ole Miss is gonna be a movie. Uh, I'm gonna count that as a loss. I think that's a game where you see no
Emotions.
the punter can stay at home for LSU, and that, like, just stay in Baton Rouge, bro. You're not gonna be needed in this game. So that's a potential loss for me at home. Clemson is always iffy. Texas should have a decent team. Bama, I don't know. Maybe the Texas A&M. Yeah, I'm gonna go 4. I'm gonna say 7, bro.
That's what I'm
I'm gonna say
saying.
7 wins. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go ahead and vote for 7 wins, man. I it's one thing to say it, but then when you're looking at the schedules and you counting games in real life, it does give a different perspective, man. Um, so let's go back and again, guys, if you're just tuning in, we're asking how many wins for LSU right now. We're going through each team. All you got to do is type the number you think in the chat. And if you notice, I don't have anything less than 5. So if you think that they're gonna win one game, just type 5. 5 represents 5 or less games. So yeah, I just man, LSU is a tough one to really diagnose, man. Um, so let's go ahead and put this on the screen real quick. So we got LSU at 7-5.
Mm.
7-5 is what we got for LSU. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So that means we're moving on to the next team, man. We don't have any requests so far. So you know what that means, Nick?
What's that?
That means we started at the bottom, didn't we? Here. So we're going Vandy. We're going Vandy, man. We're going Vandy. How many wins for Vanderbilt 2026, guys? All you gotta do is type in the chat and it'll register on the screen. You'll be able to see it. Yeah, let me know. You're looking at Vanderbilt's schedule, man. How many wins? What's our win total for Vandy on the year? Let me get this down here so you guys can see. All right, what's our win total for Vandy? Again, I always look at their road schedules, man. You at Jordan Hare Stadium, at Georgia, at Kentucky, at Mississippi State, and then at the Swamp. Vandy's schedule get tough, right? After those first 3 games, as soon as they go on the road, it is. I expect them to lose those 2 games. I expect them to lose at home to Ole Miss.
Mm.
Hold on, let me bring Ant up. Well, I didn't even see him down there. I think he'll come back. But let's see. At Arkansas is up. Maybe Arkansas at home. Maybe they'll win that one. And at Kentucky is always a wild card. Maybe you have to go to Kentucky, man. So I'm gonna say Kentucky beats them.
Yeah,
Freshman
Kentucky is a
quarterback.
yeah, Kentucky is a tricky one because what you saw them do in the portal, bro. Like they brought in some offensive linemen, they brought in some skill position guys, but you didn't really see them do too much on the defensive side of the ball. That would kind of surprise you a little bit. But that's why anybody that's playing Kentucky this year, I'm just looking at them like, man, that's a tricky game to pick, man. That's a very tricky game to pick.
Yeah. So I'm gonna count it. I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. So I got 4 losses already, if I can include Kentucky. So we at 8-4. In Mississippi State, man, they could be a 5-loss team, bro. I'm picking 5. I see some people pick 6. I'm gonna go 6. I say they bowl eligible. I think 6 is in order. We'll go 6. What do you think, Nick?
I got them at 7 or less. Is where I got them
7
at.
or less. Okay.
I got them at, I think the culture that Clark Lee has built at Vanderbilt of discipline and everything, I think that will excite and get them a win or 2 that you don't expect them to. And not to mention, I
Right.
know everybody's talking about Pavia, being gone, and Eli Styles, who's the number 1 tight end in the country, being gone. I get it. I understand it. But they still have Junior Sherrill. They still have Cedric Alexander there. They still have Martell Height over there on the defensive side of the ball. So they still got some playmakers over there on that side. I mean, but there are question marks. Like when we talked about the offensive lines last week, that's a very big question mark for them. They don't have. I don't even think they have the bodies, in that room to be,
Yeah. It's really thin.
and things stuff of that nature. But will the discipline and everything kind of will them to a game or so? I'm gonna give them a little grace and I'm gonna go 7 or less is where I'm at.
7
Because
or less.
it seems as if what is it, Curtis is gonna be the guy that's gonna be starting. So
Yeah.
we're gonna see, man.
I mean, I got them at 6, man. Honestly, after the bye week, that schedule after the bye week is brutal. And you're gonna see a lot of these in the SEC now because that one game makes a difference, man. You go at Mississippi State, Bama at home, at the Swamp, and then end off with Tennessee. Of course, that's every year, but yeah, man, I went with 6. Looks like uh that has taken it. 6 games is what we got for Vanderbilt this year, guys. A team that was a fringe playoff team last year. Like for all intents and
Mm-hmm.
purposes, they should have been in the playoffs last year. And
Mm-hmm.
this year we got them coming back uh with 6 games. Right? 6 games. That's what we got for Vanderbilt. All right, so you know what we got to do? We got to reset these results, and we're moving on to the next team. We're moving on up this ladder here. All right. And we're gonna be voting for Texas A&M is the next on the board. So let's take a look at Texas A&M schedule. You guys tell me the Texas A&M Aggies. What are we thinking for them, man?
We just did Texas A&M.
Did we? Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Did we do Texas? Yeah, we did. We did.
Yeah, we
Not
got them at
Texas
8.
A&M. Yeah. Yeah. We on the Texas. Well, I'm sorry. That's why. Texas is where we on. Texas. How many wins for Texas, guys? All you got to do is type the number in the chat. It will register, and you just let us know how many games you think that Texas is going to win this year. Now Texas schedule uh at Tennessee before the bye is a big game for them. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the first real test of the season. Well, outside of uh the Ohio State game. Um, then you got at Tennessee on the road. At LSU is one I'm looking at. Uh, even at Texas A&M at the end of the year. Uh, shoot, man, how many games do y'all think y'all got for Texas? I think a lot of people got like 9 to 10 games is what I'm seeing in the chat. Most people, let's say we got 1 vote for 10, 1 vote for 9. Again, if you're in the chat, if you're watching, just put how many games you think Texas is gonna win. Um, how many you see, Nick? How many what are you hovering around for this, man? It's an interesting schedule.
Yeah,
Early bye week.
it's very interesting, bro. Very interesting. Um, yeah, this is an interesting one. Do they play week 0? No, they don't. They play September 5th. Okay, never mind. I look at this. You expect them to go out here and beat Texas State. You expect them to go out there and beat UTSA. I don't know if they beat Ohio State this year. I mean, Julian Sand is back for another year, so he's back under center, and he got progressively better throughout the season. You can say that for Arch Manning as well, but it was towards the late end of the season you started seeing him get a little bit incrementally better. At Tennessee is tough, bro. At LSU is tough. At Texas A&M is tough. That's a rivalry game as well.
We got a lot of votes for 9, man. And
I don't know if
is this a 3-loss schedule? Like I'm looking at it and it's like, man, I don't. I can see 4 losses on this schedule, man.
That's what I'm saying. I agree with you there. I get like the 4 losses I see. I can see Ohio State. I can see Texas A&M. I can see definitely Oklahoma getting their revenge from last year, especially with a healthy John Mateer.
Yeah.
Ole Miss could Ole Miss, like with what Ole Miss have on the defensive side of the ball and what they have coming back on the offensive side of the ball, with Trinidad Chambers and Keywan Lacey, could they go could they go into Texas and get a win?
Yeah. Man,
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna vote. I'm gonna vote 9 or less.
9 or less. Okay.
9 or less is where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna vote. Nah, wait a
If it's
minute.
as far as 3 losses, I mean, so I think, man, Oklahoma is one I think that they don't win that game. Uh, Going to the Swamp is gonna be tough as nails. I don't know
They
if they
go.
win
They
that
go. They go
game.
to Florida.
No,
Now they
not
play
to Florida. I meant not the Swamp. I meant, to Death
to
Valley.
LSU. Okay.
I'm
Okay.
looking at LSU and just said the Swamp, but yeah, there's Death Valley at LSU. That's gonna be a tough game. And then at Neyland before the bye,
Mm-hmm.
yo, at Neyland Stadium, it's gonna be. I'm, and then you still got Ohio State right there, so I'm already at 3. That may be 4. I'm gonna say
I'm gonna
3.
go
I'm gonna
8.
go.
Change my mind. Change my mind. I'm gonna go 8. Change my mind. I'm gonna go 8 or less.
Yeah, I want to go. I wish you had 8.5 on here.
That would be better. Yeah, that
That'd
would be
be
good.
perfect.
That would be good.
That'd be perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna give them 9 wins, man.
What was their
Because I
record
think
last year?
that,
9-3. The record was
yeah,
9-3 last year, right?
yeah, I think they win a game, one of those games, man. Probably, maybe the Ohio State game. I can see them
You know what?
surprising people and winning that game.
You know what? You know what's funny? If Mississippi State does not have a choke job in the fourth quarter, they would have won 8 games last year.
Oh yeah,
They
yep.
would have been an 8-win team. And if Vanderbilt would have recovered a fumble inbounds,
Mhm.
recovered an onside kick inbounds, Vanderbilt would have had the ball on like the 40-some yard line with like 2 minutes, 2.5 some minutes left to go put a touchdown on the board, or at least kick a field goal to tie the game. They go to overtime on the road. And Vanderbilt came back from like 21 points down in that game. So when you talk about that and you look at what Texas lost on the defensive side of the ball, you look at what they lost on the offensive line, and the offensive line
Right,
wasn't great last year.
right,
You get what I'm saying?
right.
You look at that and you sit here and say to yourself, man, you had all that talent last year. What a lot of people saying was one of the best defenses in college football in the SEC.
What?
And you
Yeah,
lose a lot of that production.
talent for
I'm just
talent.
saying.
I think they had a lot of talent. Yeah, and you're right. You lose that. It is it. They are ironically a little bit closer to. I gave them 9 just because I think they sneak out a win just because they do have talent. That
Okay.
extra win. But so we called it. We got Texas at 9-3. So guys, that means we move on to the next team. And that team from the bottom to the top is Tennessee Volunteers. Guys, let's take a look at their schedule and y'all tell me how many wins for Tennessee. How many wins y'all see? Yeah, Tennessee there. We got, put that down for you. There you go. All right. So Tennessee away games at Georgia Tech, at Arkansas, at South Carolina, at Texas A&M. Man, this away schedule is manageable, man.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is.
This away schedule is manageable. Then at home you get, okay, maybe Texas,
Auburn.
uh, Auburn. Um,
Yo, Kentucky might mess around and win 10
is
games this year, bro.
is am I looking at a?
Not
Am I
Kentucky,
look?
Tennessee.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Am I looking at a 10 loss schedule? I mean, a 10 win schedule right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at this Tennessee schedule and I'm saying Tennessee can mess around and win 10 games, bro. They can mess around and win 10 games.
9 at the least. I'm thinking. We
Yeah,
got
you looking
votes
at
coming in. People saying 7. You guys let me know when y'all voting too. Yeah, let me know why you guys are saying these numbers, man. Uh,
I'm looking at this, man. You beat Furman. You look at what Georgia Tech did. Georgia Tech lost their offensive coordinator, Buster Faulkner, and the guy that was supposed to be the starting quarterback in Philo is now at Florida. Kennesaw
right,
State, that should be a win. Texas, okay, that's a conversation. Even though we just talked about Texas and things of that nature. But you look at Tennessee's, when we talked about the offensive line, they have majority of the guys on their offensive line coming back that I think they have maybe one transfer that's projected to start on the offensive line for Tennessee, or
Right,
something of that nature. But everybody else was on the roster last year.
right.
Uh, Auburn. That's a toss up game because that game will start Auburn's October streak of what's considered to be a tough October or a brutal October for Auburn. What will Arkansas look like? Ron Roberts is now the defensive coordinator at Arkansas. You know what I'm saying? So and then of course Ryan Silverfield, offensive guy. Like, how does that look at Arkansas? Could Arkansas be a surprise team this year in the conference? Um, Alabama. Alabama got to replace their whole front seven on the defensive side of the ball, and they got to replace the whole offensive line. They got to break in a new quarterback. By the time October 17th come, they would have had a couple of games in the, kind of settle into what they want to do and what they want to be. You know, they should beat South Carolina. They should beat South Carolina on the road. You know, then they have an open date. Kentucky, tricky game. I'm not expecting them to beat Texas A&M.
Right, right.
LSU at home and then at Vanderbilt. Man,
Mm.
I'm a go 10.
You going with
I'm gonna go
10?
10. I'm gonna go 10 or less. That's what I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 10 or less looking at this schedule.
I'm a, I'm going one up under that, man, with 9 wins. 9 wins. Uh, man, I just like I said, I'm looking at the schedule and I'm saying as far as losses, I think maybe they could lose. Uh, man, they could lose. Texas could come in there and beat them.
Good, yeah.
Um, I don't know if Auburn wins that game.
That's good. That's good. That's pretty
Um,
good.
I'm looking at. Oh man, this is Texas A&M. I
I
don't
ask you
know.
this question. I ask you this question.
Texas A&M could win that game,
Ask you
and
this
then
question. If Auburn
yeah,
beats if Auburn beats Florida and Vanderbilt at home, are you more confident in them going to Neyland Stadium and getting that win?
yeah. I mean, I'd be more confident. I don't know how confident I would be. Neyland Stadium is a tough place to play. Um, but man, I voted 9 games, but I could be looking at a 10 win schedule right here easily.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, if you guys just tuning in, man, we're voting on Tennessee's schedule and see how many wins you see. You take a look at it on the screen. All you got to do is type the number of wins that you see in the chat, and it'll register for us, and so we can pick a number. Right now, it's a tie between 8 and 7. So a lot of people are
Mhm.
saying 8 and 4, 7 and 5 is what they're seeing. I want to see the 5 losses. Alex put his in there. Alex says losses to Texas, Auburn, Bama, and Mizzou. Mm-mm.
Texas A&M and LSU too? Wow.
Yeah. Is
Wow.
this for this one, Alex? Because they don't play Mizzou.
I think that was I think that was
It
the
might be the
previous team.
old one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it might be the team we did before them, Texas, I
Yeah.
think.
Unless he thought this was Mizzou, and Kansas State. It kind of looks similar. Um, Karen said, "I'm totally guessing. I don't even know the player other teams but Auburn's." Yeah, man. Hey, there's a lot of people like that. I don't know all of these players either. I'm not gonna pretend like I know them all, but I'm just based on what I've seen on the field and what I've heard of reports about the talent that they got in recruiting classes. We saw that, so that's what I'm using. Um, yeah. So we effectively, guys, we need you somebody to settle this. We need somebody to vote for either 8 or 7. Um, Otherwise, we're gonna have to make an executive decision. And if I had to make a decision right now, I would lean more towards 8 than 7. Because I think they're 9. I think this is a 9 to 10 win schedule. Just road schedule is easy as pie with only Texas A&M being a contest for real, for real. I don't know. Georgia Tech on the road, it's not gonna be Texas A&M. That's what I'm saying, but I don't know, man. So Nick, this is what we're doing because we don't have we don't have a lot of time, so we just gonna say 8 games for Tennessee.
That's fine.
So we're gonna put 8 games. So we got Tennessee going 8-4. Um 8-4 for Tennessee Volunteers. All right. He said just round down. All right, so let's get back over here to this ranking stage, man, and we're gonna go on to our next team. All right. And the next team that we have up is hold on a second. We just did Tennessee, so that means we are at South Carolina. How many
Mhm.
wins do you guys see for South Carolina? Here's the schedule here. We're gonna reset the votes so you guys can see. Let's move this out of the way. South Carolina's an interesting one too, man. Another schedule where a lot of talent but didn't do well last year. So what are we judging their return by? Are we judging it by talent levels or consistency? Got a new coach coming in, new offensive coordinator in Kendall Brown, so that should provide some
Mhm.
excitement. I know they're gonna be excited about that.
Mhm.
Uh, Looking at the schedule, I always look at the road first. You got to go to Alabama, you got to go to Florida, you got to go to Oklahoma, to Arkansas, and then travel to Clemson, which is your in-state rivalry on rivalry week. Um, this is an interesting schedule right here too. All of them are, man, because there's so many SEC games with that one additional game. Um, so yeah, you guys type in the chat how many wins do you see on South Carolina's schedule for them going into 2026. So I got 3, 1, 2. Week 1 and 2 are a win for me. Mississippi State coming into their building. That game could go either way, man.
Mhm.
That game literally could go either way. I think they lose to Bama on the road. They get Kentucky at home. If that game could go either the games that they could win, all are like questionable. Florida at Florida, I think is a loss. Tennessee, you get them at home, but again, Tennessee can win that game. Ah, man, I think this is one of the teams that I'm going to go with 5, bro. 5 or less
Wow.
wins. Yeah,
Wow. Wow. That's
yeah, I'm gonna go.
crazy. You know
I'm
what's
gonna
funny?
go.
You
What's
know what's
that?
funny about South Carolina? South Carolina was just like Auburn last year. South Carolina
Yeah,
was in a lot of games, a lot of close games that they couldn't finish. And whether that was because the offense couldn't score enough points or the defense couldn't hold, it depends on whatever side of the spectrum you look at it from watching them. I think Kendall Browse comes in and he changes that up quickly. I think he comes in and
okay.
he makes Lenore Sellers the focal point of this offense because Lenore Sellers is your best player on offense, and then they find a way to get the ball in Nick Harper's hands. That's what they do. That's what they're
Okay.
gonna do. The way that their offense is gonna look similar to what Auburn run because Kendall Browse comes from the Art Browse tree. Well, Art Browse is dad. And
Mhm. Right.
and Jeff Lebby is his brother-in-law. So
It's
uh
kinda what they
so
do.
exactly. So the kind of offense you saw run at Mississippi State, a version of what you saw at Tennessee, and a version of what you're gonna see run at Auburn is kind of what you're gonna see Kendall Browse do at South Carolina. I'm gonna go higher on this. I'm gonna go 7.
I'm gonna go 7 games.
I'm gonna go 7 games.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
Uh,
7.
yeah, you guys in the chat, let us know what you think, man, about this schedule. After you put, how many you pick. Um, 7 games.
The real
Uh,
question is if he wins 7, if Shane Beamer does win 7 games this year, um, if he does win 7 games this year, is that enough for Shane Beamer to keep his job? That's the question.
it's funny one we came in. Yeah, I know. I don't think so.
Oh wow.
I, no, I think Shane Beamer has. We did a video on expectations, man. I think they want to be in the college football playoff. They've seen how good they can be with Lenore Sellers as their quarterback.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It'd be different if they hadn't seen the mountaintop, but like they've seen like fans, the powers that be, they've seen like, hey, this kid at quarterback can make us a playoff contender.
And it's a big
For
investment
sure.
in them too as well. It's a big
Yeah,
investment.
so you bring that in to the things that you said with Browse coming in. I just don't know how fast it clicks. Um,
Okay.
that's why I went with 5. I think I'm gonna change my vote to 6 though. 6. I hadn't actually put it in yet, so I'm gonna go with 6. I think 6 wins for South Carolina, man. Um, again, y'all just watching this, man. You can vote in the chat on what you think these win totals should be for these teams. So far, just looking at what we have done, the SEC is beating each other up. uh, yeah, so I'm gonna call this one. We got 6, and we'll move on. We'll go ahead and move on to the next team, man. And if you're in the chat, and you want me to skip to a team I hadn't done already, just type what team you want to see. We're gonna get through all of them, but I'm just going in order right now. So if you want me to skip to one, then just let me know. But for right now, we're gonna do Oklahoma.
All right.
Oklahoma. All right, so we got Oklahoma Sooners going into 2026. And let me just move this down so you guys can see the entire schedule. All right, so we asking how many wins for Oklahoma in 2026 with this schedule. Now, and they got Michigan. They got Georgia on the road, and then they come back with the Red River Shootout is called after the bye week.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got at Mississippi State, at Florida, at Mizzou. Oklahoma with this schedule. Let's see. I think they lose to Tech. No, I think they lose to Georgia.
Really? Okay.
Uh,
At Georgia.
yeah, I think they lose at Georgia. I think they beat Michigan, ironically.
Yeah.
Texas, I think they beat Texas again.
Oh, they
Um,
lost. They lost Texas last year.
yeah, you're right. But I think they beat Texas this year. And I'm trying to find another loss. I think Ole Miss beats them. So that's 3.
Really?
And
You think
then,
Ole Miss beats them again?
yeah, I think Ole Miss beats them. That's 3. So I'm gonna say 9. I think this is a 9-win schedule.
Okay. Okay. No, I can't disagree with that.
9.
Can't disagree with that.
What are you guys thinking, man? How many wins you see on this schedule for?
I'm looking at the at Georgia. You know, that's an interesting one. Man, at Georgia would be if they get a win at Georgia, I think that sets them up for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
I think if they, I do think they beat Michigan on the road. I do think that happens. I think they beat Texas this year. Yo, I look at this. The only two games that I see 3 that I give them, but unlike you, I think they beat Ole Miss this year.
Okay.
I think they get their revenge on Ole Miss this year. I think Brent Venables gets his revenge on Ole Miss. Besides that one, the only other 2 games I see as that I can say that may be potential losses. Well, you throw Florida in there because Florida is difficult to play, in Gainesville. So, but I think they end up beating Florida. It's Texas A&M and Georgia. Those are the only 2. So I'm gonna go 10. I'm gonna go
Okay.
10 or less. I'm gonna go 10 or less. Where I'm gonna go.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so right now the votes are hovering around 10 and 9. Actually, it's a tie right now between 10 and 9 games. If you just joined us, you could break that tie. All you gotta do is look at this schedule and tell me how many wins that you see. And all you gotta do is just type that number in the chat or register it on the screen. We can break this tie between 10 to 9 games. So 9.5, if that was on here, that'd be perfect probably.
Surely would
More
be.
people would pick that is what this is telling me. 9.5 games. I think 9 games. I'm looking at, like I said, I see the of the 3 losses I see, Georgia, um, Georgia, Ole Miss, and Texas. No. Man, I may go 10 games.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
See what
I
I'm
may
saying?
shoulda went 10 games. Oh, man. Oh, looks like we got tie-breaking vote, though. This is let's see. Got ABV World coming in with 10. Yeah, 10 wins, I think
What's up,
is
EBP world? What's up?
what's happening, man. If you're new around here, man, make sure you subscribe. Everybody, if you're watching, check real quick just to make sure you subscribe. I know you probably think you are. If you are, just go ahead and check. Make sure you subscribe. If you aren't subscribed, this is your time to do so. If you like content like this, go ahead and subscribe for us, man. Um, yeah. So it looks like 10 wins, man, is what is high on Oklahoma we are this year. I think it's fair, man. Healthy John Mateer coming back. I don't see no reason why they couldn't win 10. Uh Ant says, "We tripping."
And I understand why Ant feel that way because you lose Samuel Masingo, who's one of the
Right.
defensive guys on the defensive line. You lose R. Mason Thomas, who's one of the premier pass rushers in the conference. I mean, but you got to understand too. You got Gilroy, who was a freshman last year out there playing. He has gotten his lump, so he should be, better this year on the defensive side, especially in the secondary. Um, there was some other guys back there that was playing safety that'll be back as well this year. I can't remember their names off the top of my head. Um, but I look at it and I just be like, man, this is. I understand why he say that because there are a lot of question marks. Um, there are a lot of question marks that you can look at and say like this is a question mark, especially when it comes to the run game, because I don't know if they did enough to be able to secure that. You still got Torrey Blaylock there. Of course, John Mateer is a threat to run the football. Um, but you look at the passing game. Isaiah Satanga, if I'm not mistaken, did Satanga declare for the draft, or is he coming back for another year?
I think he declared.
Let me make sure before we put that information out there.
I think he declared. Yeah, I'm not sure. Um, but yeah, man, I mean, to everything you're saying, like, y- man, you could, like, man, I could see 10 wins. Like I said, I could see 10 wins for Oklahoma. But then,
He
like you
did.
said,
He did. Isaiah Satanga is returning to Oklahoma for 2026 season.
okay, well,
Yeah, he did.
yeah, I see 10 wins. I see 10
Yeah,
wins.
yeah.
All right, man. So we got this all reset. We got to move on to the next team. I had a request from um Alex to do Bama, right? Alex, I I and then you said Auburn. I gotta say those a little bit later, bro. Just because that's the majority of people here to see that. We wouldn't get through it, man. But I promise you, I'll do that before it's the last one. Because we about to start running through these a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
But I got next up is Missouri. All right, so let's take a look at Missouri's schedule. All right. For Missouri, how many wins are we thinking right here? Let's look at the schedule, man. Missouri's schedule is actually is this a tough SEC road slate? So at Kansas, at Mississippi State, at Ole Miss, at Arkansas, at Texas. I think that's one of the easier. easier road slates, I would say. Um, I'm looking at 3 straight wins. Uh, 5. I think I lost to Texas A&M, lost to Ole Miss, um, lost to Texas, lost to Georgia,
This is another tricky team, bro. This is another tricky
and
team.
yeah, and I think Oklahoma gets them. So I'm saying 5. Yeah, I see what people put 7. So I'm gonna say, but that running game,
It's great. But see, this is a
I'm
tricky team.
I'm gonna go
It's a
8
tricky team.
games.
It's a
I
tricky
know that's
team. And
cliche.
I'm close to being where you at. I'm close to being where you at. Because when I look at what this team did last year against Texas A&M on the road, a lot of people fail to realize, man, Mississippi State played Texas A&M close that whole game except for the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter, I think the
Yeah, for
crowd just got
sure.
to them. And I think the crowd got to them, and then Texas A&M just pulled away. But that was a game, majority of that game. I think they beat Arkansas on the road. Mississippi State had a 21-point lead against Texas at home last year with that roster, and I don't think the current roster at Texas is better than the one from last year. That's just my opinion. So I would give them a shot in that game. Georgia, at the last time Mississippi State went to Georgia, they put 31 points on the board uh, on the road against Georgia in Athens. Kentucky gonna be a good game. I don't think they beat Oklahoma. But like you, I think they come out 3-0 to start the season.
Yeah.
Um, that'll be interesting because Kansas new head coach Colin Klein was the offensive coordinator at Texas A&M last
Yep.
year. He's not
Right.
a head coach at Kansas. I'm gonna play this one safe, and I'm gonna go 7 or less. That's where I'm gonna go.
7 or less. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, you just joined us. We're voting on Missouri schedule. Take a look at the schedule and tell us how many wins you think, and that'll register your vote here. Right now, we got a tie again, man. We got a tie between 6 games and 6 games and 7 games.
Oh my God, I said all that wrong. I was talking about Mississippi State the whole time. Goodness. I was thinking Mississippi State, not Missouri. Good God.
When you said Colin Klein, I was like, well, maybe did something happen that I didn't know about.
Nah, man, I am tripping, bro. I was thinking about Mississippi State the whole time, bro. Dang.
Yeah.
Dog. You know what? Never mind. It makes sense. It makes sense, bro. Because Missouri lost. My point. I'm still gonna go 7. This is. I was gonna go 7 for Mississippi State. I'm sorry, I put that out there. But
Mhm.
Missouri lost Devon Wilson, who transferred to Miami. Zion Young is in the draft. McClellan is in the draft. They lost a lot of pieces on the defense side of the ball. Austin Simmons is
Right.
the quarterback now. They still got Amar Hardy back, so they should be able to run the football. I'm gonna go 7 games from Missouri. That's where I got him at. My
Okay.
bad. I bad.
Okay.
I
No,
just I was looking at the 2 M's. My bad.
it's all good. Yeah, it's funny. It was a great, I mean, it was great.
No, it wasn't great.
Uh,
Because we gotta be elite, man.
you gotta be
That
elite.
wasn't
You had
elite.
to
That
be
wasn't
elite.
elite, man.
So
Gotta
we
be
got a
elite.
tie, man, right now between 6 and 7 games for this schedule. We need somebody to break that tie, man. And I know how many people are in the chat, and I see how many people have voted. So some of you have not voted. So go ahead and vote. See if we can break this, man. I think 7 games. If we can't get a tiebreaker, which we don't have a lot of time, so I'm gonna have to move it on. So we'll say 7, since that's
Yeah.
kind of in between the 6 and the 2, the average. So we'll go
Yeah.
7 and 5.
New offensive coordinator too at Missouri and Holman Wiggins. New offensive coordinator.
Right. Moved on from Kirby Moore.
Yep. No, Kirby Moore's still there. Man, what am I talking about, bro? I'm thinking of Texas A&M. Never mind. Holman Williams at Texas A&M, bro.
I
I'm
was just
all over the
agreeing
place.
with you too. It's
I'm
just like,
all
yeah,
over the
moving on
place,
from Kirby
man.
Moore.
Holman Wiggins is
Uh,
the OC at Texas A&M. Kirby Moore still at Missouri. My bad. I'm tripping.
all right. So let's go and move it along, man. So because we getting pressed for time now, so we got to make these votes quick, guys. That means we got to get them in, get them out. So we got what's this Blue Stalwart? Oh, what's going on, man? Hey, War Eagle, I like that.
What up, Blue Stalwart?
He's
What's up?
a Panthers fan too, man.
He is?
Eagle, yeah. Glue, make sure you
Keep pounding,
subscribe, man.
man.
If you like content like this, man, make sure you subscribe. I got Ant coming up too, man. Let me pull him up real quick. Ant, what's going on, man? So I thought I had Ant.
Yeah,
Ant.
I'm finally
Oh,
somewhere. I'm finally somewhere quiet.
okay. Okay. All right, and we about to move on to the next one, bro. And we going Mississippi State next, right?
Oh, yeah. I'll go ahead and put that in the chat.
And I think me already kind of told you guys where he's going with this vote. uh, so let me reset it for you guys. Vote on this. Let me reset the counter real quick. I should be resetting in a couple seconds. There it is. All right. So Mississippi State guys, looking at this schedule, how many wins are we counting here? How many wins do we see? Uh, like, like I done with all of these. I'm start the road schedule at South Carolina, at Minnesota, at South Carolina. Then you go to Baton Rouge, you go to Texas, and then you end the year at Mississippi State. At Minnesota is a trap game if I ever seen one.
Keep rowing. Row the boat, baby. Row the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At
man.
Minnesota, let's see. I'm gonna just call that a loss, actually.
Wow.
And I'm gonna say South Carolina win. I mean, they actually go to South Carolina and beat South Carolina, maybe. Oh. It's close. This is crazy because Mississippi State is, I think they led the conference or near the top of the conference in one score football game.
Yes, they did.
So if they get one touchdown better, you think that they have a great record. So this one's a little difficult to kind of diagnose. Um, just off the top of my head, though, I'm gonna say that they improved from last year.
Okay.
Uh, and last year they what? How many? They were a 5-win regular season team, right?
5-win regular season team.
5
Yes.
win. I'm gonna say they get to 6 games. I say they improve on last year and get to 6 games. What do you guys think?
I got him at 7. I got him the same. I got him the same as I got Missouri.
Okay.
Got him at 7.
What about you, Ant? Is he still there?
I say 5.
Oh, he said 5. 5 game. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So right now we got
they got a new quarterback.
Yeah.
He was there last year. He played in the games last year. Kamario Taylor, 4-star, Mississippi.
Yeah. He didn't play that much though. He's a talent though. Don't get me wrong. He's a talented dude.
Yeah, he played in the latter halves of the game last year. You know, pretty good guy, man. Jaden Rashada is actually a quarterback in that quarterback room as well. So just so people would know, he's also in that quarterback room. So
Yeah. So, right now we got a tie between 6 and 5. So unless somebody break the tiebreaker, we're gonna pick the one in the middle and go with 6.
Just make mine 6 since I'm the only one that voted 7. Just make mine 6 to make it easy.
We're gonna go and call this one and go 6 games, 6 and 6 for Mississippi State. All right. So we're moving on along, right? Moving on along. Let's go ahead and reset this so that we can move to our next team. Well, we already did LSU, but we did not do Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin's old team. Lane Kiffin's old team at Ole Miss. Got their schedule up. Again, all you got to do is type in the chat how many wins you think that they'll get, register on the screen. Ole Miss, interesting schedule too. Interesting team because it has Lane Kiffin's DNA all over this team. But they be coached by somebody else, right? So what are we expecting from it? We saw him do well with this in the playoff in the postseason, but how do we expect long term over a season? What are we thinking for as far as a win total from Ole Miss looking at their schedule?
Are we considering that Chalmers is coming back or are we not?
Oh,
That's the number one
as
question.
of yeah, it is. As of right now, I think he is coming back, but they are seeking the over. I think the NCAA is seeking to overturn that. So I don't know, man. That is a. I guess what I'm voting assuming that Chambliss plays.
Yeah.
Uh,
If we
that's how
vote
I'm
in
voting.
that way, if we vote in that way,
All
I
right.
look at this schedule. I look at this schedule. I see.
Yeah, it's still a tough schedule, man.
I see 9. I can see 9 with this schedule. I'm at 9 with Chambliss playing. I'm gonna go 9.
Okay. And which 3 losses do you have? Is it Texas, Georgia, OU?
I have Georgia, Oklahoma, and who's the other one? Georgia, Oklahoma, and wait, it was the other. Who's the other? No, it wasn't Texas. It was Georgia, Oklahoma, and it wasn't Texas. Wait a minute. I'm waiting on it to pop back up so I can see it on my phone because I can't really see it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going 9 too, and the losses I got are Texas, Georgia, Oklahoma. What about you, Ant?
Mm,
Coach Carr said LSU.
mm,
LSU at home. You saying LSU come in there and beat them, Coach Carr? Week 3 is possible now.
I can see.
Sure.
All right, I got it back up. It's Georgia,
I can
Oklahoma.
see. I can see. Go ahead, Nick.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Georgia, Oklahoma, Auburn. I think
Georgia,
Auburn. I
Oklahoma,
think Auburn. I think Auburn get a big win on the road, man. I think they get a big
Okay.
win on the road.
It's a Karen beat you. It's Auburn, Nick. It's Auburn.
Yeah.
Look, everybody kind of voted on 9 games for them. For
I
Ole
see.
Miss.
I think I see. I can see. I can see 9.
Okay.
I think they lose to us, OU,
Yeah. Everybody's saying that same thing. Auburn gonna
us,
get them.
OU, and either LSU or Louisville.
Louisville is interesting. I
Yeah,
ain't gonna lie. Louisville is
that
interesting.
is an interesting game.
That's an interesting game. Louisville is an
Yeah.
interesting game.
Neutral
Louisville is an
site
interesting
game
game.
too.
Yeah, yeah. In Charlotte, that is gonna be an
Yeah.
interesting game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting game.
All right. So we got Tim the Tool Man coming in. Hey Tim, you came in just in time. We're getting to the best part. Coach Carl said realistically 8. Realistically 8 wins. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. All right. So we got them at 9 and 3 so far per the votes. We're gonna move on to the next team, man.
Mm-hmm.
This one I'm interested in this team, right? This is one of the teams that I'm super interested in how this vote shakes out.
I hear it.
That next team is the Kentucky Wildcats.
This is great.
Let's look at
This is
Kentucky's
great.
schedule, man, and tell me how many wins you see. Now, granted, Kentucky has to prove a lot, right? Because they didn't do much last season, but they've got talent. So they got some talent in the
Yes, they
building. They
do.
have an offensive coordinator whose offense has produced at other stops.
Mhm.
And the ceiling at Kentucky is always pretty low, right? So you can go there and be an all-star with a 8-9 win season. So you guys type in the chat, tell me what you think for Kentucky at this schedule. We already got votes coming in for 5. Mike McKinney says it's
Wow.
a 5-win schedule right here.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just telling y'all right now, before we even get to the other team, that week 2 game, I'm counting as a W for Kentucky.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh.
I'm gonna count that as a W for Kentucky, man. Let's see. Away at Texas A&M, I think they lose that game. I think they lose South Carolina. Yeah. Yeah. So on the road, I'm just trying to see, man, because the road schedule is not at Neyland, at Oklahoma, at Texas A&M. I think they can very well lose all 3 of those games.
Yeah, I look at what they got in the transfer portal, right? I had to go look and see what they brought in the transfer portal. Nick Anderson from LSU is now a Kentucky Wildcat. Ferguson
Won 6 games.
from Arkansas from last year is now a Kentucky Wildcat. CJ Baxter, who had an injury at Texas last year, is now a Kentucky Wildcat.
Mm.
You look at Colton Bryce, who was the center for Baylor last year. He's not a Kentucky Wildcat. Shabola, the offensive guard that everybody wanted from Ohio State.
Until you gotta leave.
Yeah, that's what
Hey, it's not BS. I genuinely think that like seriously, man, you look at Kentucky. At Kentucky is a tough win. They had Georgia on life support down there at Kroger Field. They've
they
had
did.
LSU on life support down there at Kroger Field. When they get you on their home field, it's gonna be a tough game.
Yeah.
And I look at Alabama team that's gonna be going in that game week 2. There already are questions in the run game. You ended the year on whether you can run the football or not. Going into 2026. Going down there to Kentucky, that's very early. That's not a lot of time that has established an identity or some type of identity on the ground, if that is the case. Bro, you can very well the chances of Alabama going to Kentucky at Kroger Field and losing that game week 2. Remember, don't forget, you got Florida State the next week. It's very easy to overlook this game because we're talking about Kentucky. Bro, that's a very losable game for Alabama. A very winnable game for Kentucky.
When you talk
To
about
be
running the
honest.
ball, man, they brought in Javante Barnes, who was the backup running back. And he played some too as well at Oklahoma last year. And they brought in CJ Baxter from Texas. They brought in the freshman from Notre Dame at quarterback, and they brought in Ja'Kai Long. I think it's his name. As another quarterback as well. Cutter Bowley, who was the quarterback last year, is gone. Man, I'm gonna go ahead and say it, bro. I think Will Stein comes out the gate and he gets 7 his first season in year 1.
7 games.
I think he gets 7.
All right.
I
So
think he
per
surprises me. He gets 7.
I think I put 7 as well. No, I put 6. Per our fan vote, we got 6 games on the board. So we're going 6 and 6 for Kentucky. I think that's all right, guys. So this is the last 4 of them. I know you guys want to get to these. Last 5 of them. Let's get the one that nobody's really interested in out of the way. Right.
Oh, who's that?
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's get this one out of the way. I'm not gonna say nobody. It's somebody that's interested in it. But let's talk Arkansas. All right, let's
Nobody's
talk
interested in
Arkansas.
Arkansas?
I mean, most of these people that are here are Auburn, Alabama fans. We know what they want to know. Let's see, Arkansas. So for Arkansas, we got their schedule up again. Just type in the chat. So you got somebody saying 5 games of voting already. Saying 5 games. That is Ant voted. Ant voted 4. Mike McKinney voted 5. Let's look at Arkansas schedule. Let's take a look at that road schedule at Utah. That commend them for commend them for playing somebody, right? Going out there and playing a game. But they could lose that game. At Texas A&M is a losable game. At Vanderbilt, I think they win. They lose at Jordan Hare, lose at Texas. So I got them 1-4 on the road. Which home game I think they could lose? Georgia, uh, Tennessee, um, and LSU.
It's gonna be a tough year for Arkansas, man.
Yeah, that's 5.
Tough first year for Arkansas.
5. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the 5. Yeah, so if you vote less than 5, you gotta just type 5. There's no 4 up there.
Oh, and no 4 on there. My bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go 5
Mhm.
then. I'm gonna go 5. There it is. I
Yeah.
got 5.
So we're gonna put 5 and 7 up here for Arky because looks like that's what everybody's voting at anyway. 5 and 7 for Arkansas. All right. Let me say Arkansas beats Auburn
Who
at
said
the half.
that?
Ooh, okay, coach.
Nah,
Okay.
negative.
I hope not.
Negative.
I
Negative.
hope not. Yeah. All right. So, of the next ones, we're gonna go to. Let's go to Florida. Let's go to the Swamp. Let's take a look at the Swamp. This is what Florida's got on their docket in terms of schedules.
Mhm.
You guys take a look at that schedule and tell me how many wins do you think Florida is going to get out of this schedule, man? All you got to do is type that number in the chat. It will register live on your TV screen or your phone or mobile device or whatever you choose to be watching this on. You'll be able to see it. Again, road schedule at Auburn, at Missouri, at Texas. Technically a neutral site game with Georgia. Then you go at Kentucky, and then you end at Florida State. Maybe a tough year for Florida.
If they
Is
lean
what
on Jaden Baugh, they may be able to stay in some games.
Yeah. They can stay in some games, but realistically, week 1 and 2 are wins. I think they
Yeah.
lose to Auburn.
I do too.
Right? I think
I
they
do
come
too.
to Jordan there, get their ass kicked. Ole Miss going into the Swamp is an interesting one.
Mhm.
I don't know if they can win that game. Just start the season off 2-2. Ironically, I think they can go on the road and beat Missouri. I think they can get that game. I think
Yeah,
they can
I
beat
agree
South
with that.
Carolina at home.
I think they can too. They
Texas, I
beat
think they
Texas.
lose.
They beat Texas last year.
Yeah, but yeah,
That
they
was their
did.
that was their signature win. They beat Texas last year. And the
Yeah, you're
question
right.
is, and the thing is, like, do you think Texas's roster this season is better than what they had last year?
I don't know. I don't know if I can say that alone, like the defensive line and defensive
Because they lost
the
Caleb
front
Banks and
7.
Tyrese out. Both of them gone.
Yeah, I don't know if front 7. I think offensively they still can run the football.
I think so too.
Um, but yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know how to answer that question, man.
Yeah.
I went 7 games for them though. I think they get 7 of these games somehow, some way. With the first 2 being wins, maybe Missouri and South Carolina adding to that. The 5th, I think they beat Vanderbilt. Again, at Kentucky is a dangerous game, especially Florida at Kentucky. That rivalry that they have,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
man. I'm finding it tougher to get to those. But yeah, I'm gonna go 7 game. I already went 7.
Yeah, I got 7 too. That's why I went. I went 7.
All right. So we're gonna go 7 and 5 for Florida. All right. All right, guys. Now let's get to some of the more exciting schedules. Let me reset these results very quick. The next team we're gonna do is another team that I just don't really care for at all. Um, that team is
Mm.
the Georgia Bulldogs.
Mm.
Don't like them. Don't like nothing that looks like them. How many wins? Only thing I like about them is how well coached they are. I envy that part. But looking at Georgia's schedule, man, how many wins do you see for Georgia on this schedule? Um, we asked at the beginning, could anybody go 12-0? Do you see a 12-0 from Georgia on this?
No, I don't.
Because they come
I
out of
think
this unblemished.
no, I don't. I don't. I don't. I don't. I don't. I can't see it. I don't.
I take
I
it you
don't.
don't.
I don't. I don't. I'm gonna go. I'm
Oh,
gonna go out of here's where I'm gonna go with this Georgia man. I don't see this being an undefeated record, bro. I don't see them winning every game. I don't.
mm,
Like yeah, Georgia got a lot returning, bro. So that's where they get the edge at. Like a lot of the guys that played on that team on that roster for Georgia last year were like some new guys. You know,
right.
uh, I'm gonna keep saying this dude name because a lot of people are high on this dude, man. Juan Gaskin, man. Juan Gaskin, the freshman offensive lineman that a lot of people were excited about for
Right.
Georgia, man. They think he's gonna be, something to deal with this year.
Mhm.
If he stays healthy. Georgia's gonna be able to run the ball,
Right.
even if it doesn't look good, even if they only average it, even if they gotta run it 50 times a game, they're gonna run the football. Um
Where would your losses come from?
Man,
Think Oklahoma can come to
I was
Georgia
just
and beat
about to
them?
say I think Oklahoma can go into Georgia and make that a game. I think Oklahoma
Then
can go in there and make that a game in Georgia.
and Alabama has
Um,
their number seemingly, so
yeah, that is true. Except when it matters the most in the championship games, then they get beat. Um, Florida played Georgia close last year as well.
they
Like
did.
there was a play in that Florida Georgia game last year that was considered to be an incomplete pass, which looking back at it,
Me too, Carrie.
a lot of people said that should have been a completed pass, and if they complete that pass, the week after, Napier was fired. If that pass is completed, Florida's in position to go put points on the board and win that game, and kind of run that clock
Mhm.
down and win that game.
Right.
Uh, I'm gonna go 10. I'm
Them
gonna go
10
10.
wins.
10 wins or less. That's where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 10 wins or
Uh,
less.
I'm going 10 is where I was thinking. Did I vote already? I don't know. It won't register if I already did, but I'm going 10 wins too, man. I think, you know, at Oklahoma, I think Oklahoma comes into Georgia and wins that football game. It's just something about it just tells me week 4, Georgia loves to get off to these limps of a start at a season.
They
Like
do
like
play
I
slow.
don't I
Yeah.
don't expect them to dominate in any of the first 3 games. I expect them to look like an average football team.
Mhm.
It's kinda what they do, but they do a good job of making other good football teams look at like average football teams too. So,
Mm. Mm.
um, man, I think Oklahoma can come in there and get that game. Uh, I think maybe Alabama beats them again, and maybe that's it. Maybe that's it, man.
Yeah, I'm not picking Auburn until Auburn does it.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I think this is a 10 at minimum 10 wins. 10 wins for Georgia, man. Like looking at the votes, we got 5 people who've already voted 10 wins for Georgia. For the sake of time, we're just gonna go ahead on and put that on the board because I don't think we have enough to overturn it. But yeah, this is an interesting schedule, man. Like I said, outside of Oakland, outside of the 2 games that I said, do you see any others? Like on that second half of the schedule there, do you
Ole
see any
Miss.
team Ole Miss? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, a road game at Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think Ole Miss is somebody. I mean, because the two games that Ole Miss played last year, man, that Ole Miss played against Georgia last year, they had the lead against them going into the fourth quarter. Just one
Right.
of them. One of them
That's
they
true.
let one of them the quarterback played in wasn't good in the fourth quarter, and there was some questionable calls on the offensive side of the ball. Instead of just handing the ball off to Lacey and just letting them run the clock down in the fourth
Right.
quarter, you could have done that at Georgia and probably won the game in the regular season. And then of course, you saw what happened in the playoffs. They did that in the playoffs and ended up winning the game. So I mean, yeah, Ole Miss. Oh, I look at Ole Miss and I say Ole Miss has the opportunity to make that a game as well. Um, yeah, man. I think a lot of these teams are a lot closer to each other in the middle of the pack than there is like one standalone or a couple of standalone teams that's just going to be that much better than the rest of the
Yeah.
conference.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I feel like any of these games can go either way. With a
I can
lot of
see
these
that.
guys in the middle, with a lot of these teams in the middle of the conference. So
I
yeah,
can see
but
that for sure.
I'm not picking Auburn. Like normally I would go like, yeah, Auburn got a chance to do it because of the way it's set up here. Man, Auburn got to do
Right.
it.
Yeah.
This is the only time. This is the only time you're gonna hear me say I need to see Auburn do this before I pick them to win the game. Other than that, yeah,
Right.
Auburn got to beat Georgia. Gotcha.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. All right, man. So we got the Georgia Bulldogs, got them locked in for the 10. We're gonna move on to some of the main events, man. Um, And I gotta go with another team that listen, y'all know how I feel about this team. Uh-huh. But but what's understood does not need to be said. But it is going to be oh no, that's not where I was going. I was actually going to Alabama, Crimson Tide. All right. Let's take a look at this schedule, Nick. This is also an interesting one, man. So we got Alabama on the docket. Hold on one second, Nick. So we got Alabama on the docket.
Okay.
You guys can vote now. That is open. Just put how many wins do you think that this team could get in the chat. Alabama's got an interesting schedule, man. I already said I think I think week 2 at Kentucky is a L for them. I really do. Uh, I just do, man. It's just that game has it all written all over it. I think they lose at Neyland. Um, I say they take a step back, man. And a lot of people gonna say that's the homer in me, but why not even a step back? Well, it was be considered a step back because yeah, I'm gonna say 8-4. I say 8-4. Right now, I'm gonna say 8-4 with losses at Kentucky, losses at Tennessee, losses a loss uh at LSU, and then Auburn kicked their ass at the end of the year. 8-4 is what I'm voting for. I'm voting 8 games. Mhm. So y'all let me know what are you thinking, Nick?
I'm thinking 9.
I gotta no. So yeah. What do you think about this schedule?
I'm thinking 9. I'm thinking 9.
Why 9?
I want to believe you on the Kentucky part. I really do. But the other 3 games that you pick, I'm all on board with. I think at LSU, I think at Tennessee, I think Auburn wins. And that's just that's I think Auburn wins that game. I just got a feeling in my bones that Auburn gonna win that game. Goalish gonna try to make a statement. This is Golish's statement year. That's what this is. So Golish's statement year, he's going to have to make a statement and win some games that you don't expect him to win. So I think Golish make that game. But there are some other games on the schedule that you can sit back and be like, all right, could that be? I look at Texas A&M. Could Texas A&M be a game that Texas A&M can come into Alabama and win. Could they? You know, I look at that. But right now, I'm gonna say 9. I'm gonna say 9. I'm gonna go 9.
So
That's
you
where I'm
going
gonna.
with 9?
Yeah.
So I'm screen recording this, Tez. I want to apologize and blank when this turns out not in your favor. I volunteer the apology. You don't even have to screen record it, but you're not getting those other 2 words.
Yeah.
I have no problem apologizing if I'm wrong, whatsoever, man. Coach Carl saying 9 makes sense, Nick, but he's sick.
Who's sick? Who's sick?
Said UGA and LSU. Are you counting those as losses? Are you saying those losses,
Yeah,
Coach Carl?
because he put 10 in the chat. He put 10.
And he said, okay. So he says Auburn, no way.
Oh, come on, man. Come on.
and,
Like, come on, come on. So
and
you
the insider said FSU, Tennessee, us, and Carolina.
that's 4.
That's 4.
That's 4
Yeah.
right there.
I get like I said, I got man, I keep pressing the button to put this up. But I got man, I got that Kentucky game, man. I'm telling you, I got Kentucky. I got Kentucky, Tennessee, Texas A&M. No, Kentucky, Tennessee, LSU, and
Auburn.
Auburn. Yeah.
No Texas A&M? Really? You think Texas
I
A&M lose
mean,
that game?
they're at home. They're at home. That game was in Texas A&M. I probably would pick them, but they're at home.
Okay. All right. Okay.
It says Tez wearing the Bama jersey after the win. Nah, man. And then he said, "Bro, Auburn not beating us." Hey,
Yes, they
man,
are.
listen. I'm
Yes, they are.
telling you, so Bama definitely takes a step back. I'm telling you, man. It's
Come on, Coach Carr.
you
Bama
could
might
argue
not
that
be.
they've already taken a step back. You can argue that even though that last year's offense was better than this year's offense statistically, you can argue that team took a step back. Like it's already happening.
Yeah, I
But we'll
definitely agree with you on that. Yes, I agree wholeheartedly on that. I do.
so it depends on the QB. Bama might not lose a game.
Hold on, which QB? Keelan Russell, Austin Mack, who? Which one? Which one? That's what I want to know. Which QB would give Alabama the ability to win every single game? Which one?
Mhm. So, guys, I'm trying to give you guys just a few seconds because right now it's 8-4 is the vote.
And the thing about Alabama, man, Alabama got to replace all players that play in the front seven on the defensive side of the ball. Every single one. It will be a brand new person at every single position in the front seven for Alabama on the defensive side of the ball. A brand new person that has not played under Kane Womack's system. A brand new person.
Mhm.
Wow,
It's
man.
interesting. All right, man. So we gonna call this one. Fortunately for the Bama fans, it's stuck at 8-4, man. I thought people had a little bit higher hopes for y'all than that. I didn't. I voted 8 games. So uh yeah, we gonna ride with 8-4 for Alabama, which is interesting. It's interesting. All right. Mhm. So we gotta move on to the last team on this list.
The
And
greatest
I
team. The greatest team.
let's say the best for last. And it is the Auburn Tigers. Ladies and
There we
gentlemen,
go. That's what I'm talking
what
about.
is your win total? Looking at Auburn's schedule, let's be honest, let's be objective. What is the win total for Auburn? Uh that you see by the schedule, man. I look at our road schedule. Of course, I always start with who you gotta go beat. And you gotta go beat Tennessee. You know, I don't know if we win that game. At Georgia is also a tough one after the bye week. I don't know if we win that game. Um, LSU, I think we win. Ole Miss on the road is gonna be a tough game for us. Um, Mississippi State on the road, then Arkansas. Well, Arkansas, then Mississippi State, and then Bama at the end of the year. Man, I am going to say that this is a 8-4 football team.
Mm.
I'm say this is
Mhm.
an 8-4 schedule. I'm going 8-4.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I'm gonna vote for 8 games. I want to go 9. I really do.
I win 9.
But you ain't 9. Okay. I mean, I wanted to, but I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna say 8. What do you think about this schedule, Nick?
Yeah, looking at the schedule, I think this game hinges on one game and one game only. I know everybody's looking at Florida. I know everybody's looking at Florida like, you know, what Florida gonna do? Like, that's the game right there at Jordan Hare. You know, it is what it is. You know. Baylor is important. Baylor is my number one game. That's the most important. For one, we got to see what his offense looks like. You need to see what his offense does and what it looks like. But after Baylor, the number 2 most important game for me is the Tennessee game. It's the Tennessee game.
At Tennessee?
At Tennessee, it's the second most important game on the schedule, in my opinion. If Auburn can go into Tennessee and get the win, and I'm not saying that they are right now, but there would be some motivation to get that W. If Auburn does get that win against Tennessee right before bye week, and Georgia has to play Alabama the week before they play Auburn, you give Alex Golish 2 weeks to come up. Alex Golish and Jordan Gordon 2 weeks to come up with an offensive scheme against Georgia on the road, and you saw what the defense did against Georgia last year with Durkin. I'm not saying Auburn will go in there and win that game against Georgia. I'm not predicting that right now. Like I just said before, I'm not picking them to win the game until I see them do it. But it'll be that would be a close game. But that Tennessee game to me is of major importance because of what it sets up in that month of October. Tennessee, Georgia, LSU, Ole Miss. That's what it sets up.
Yeah.
And you gotta. I think Auburn has to go. I think Auburn has to be 500 coming out of October. If they're
for sure.
500, they 2-2 coming out of October. It's you look at the back half of that schedule and you saying, all right. You look at that Arkansas and that Mississippi State games. Is there a slip up? Auburn just always had problems with Arkansas. You know, it's just always been a weird game when Auburn plays Arkansas, no matter who was in charge. You know, Mississippi State, it's the first time you playing Mississippi State in some years. So, you know, you're going to be basically looking at an offensive scheme that mirrors what you've been going up against all season long on the defensive side of the ball anyway.
Right.
Yeah, right now, the losses I'm taking right now on this schedule is where I have them at 9. I'm taking Georgia, Tennessee, as of right now, are the 2 that I'm looking at. And something about that Arkansas game that just every year, it's just something about that Arkansas game that just bothers me. You know, I'm sitting here saying, I know I'm sitting here saying that, you know, I'm not expecting Arkansas to have a good season, but every single year, it's the Arkansas game for Auburn.
Yeah, it is.
You know, last year you won the game with, you know, field goals and all type of things and stuff of that nature. You only was 1 touchdown scored in the game, and things stuff of that for Auburn. But goodness, man, that I just gotta look at the Auburn game and I just be like, I mean, the Arkansas game and just be like, that's a tough one for me. So that's the reason why I'm at 9, because I don't know about that Arkansas game, because I think that Ole Miss game is going to be an emotional game as well. I think October is going to be an emotional month for Auburn. Just emotions run deep. You know,
So
Alex Golish going back to Tennessee. You haven't beaten Georgia on the road. The whole Lane Kiffin and his obsession with Auburn, and then now you got a lot of guys that were on Auburn's roster last year that's on Ole Miss roster, and then you got some guys that was on Ole Miss roster that's on Auburn's roster this year. October's going to be a very emotional month for Auburn when it comes to football. So hopefully they can keep those guys.
I wish that Ole Miss game was at home.
That would be great. That would be great.
I got them at 8 games. Just looking at the schedule, like I said, at Tennessee, at Georgia, that Ole Miss game for the reasons you stated, being an emotional game and it being on the road. Uh, yeah, and maybe Arkansas or LSU. I think we trip up somewhere around there. But other than that, yeah, I think 8 wins is it's definitely doable on this schedule. So I got them at 8. The chat has actually voted. You guys have 9 wins. There's more votes for 9 wins than anything. I think I'm the only person that voted for 8. Got some votes for 7, some votes for 10. I don't know if I would go that high. Uh, but yeah, you guys in the chat, man, remember you guys can vote to settle this thing. But it looks like we're gonna call this one, man. 'Cause we under time constraints. And we're gonna go with Auburn being 1 game better than 8-4 at 9-3. All right. So now that we have that done, man, and we have completed this, I want you guys to take a look at it. Let's take a look at this, Nick.
Mhm.
Let's see what we got here.
This is probably gonna look very wrong and very bad because
So what are we thinking here? We got 2. So the top of our conference, man, we got Georgia, we got Oklahoma, both at 10-2 at the top. And then up under them, we have Auburn and Ole Miss, actually. So we got Auburn
in
being one of the
Texas.
top 4 teams. Oh, and Texas, right? And
Mhm.
then the log jam at 8-4. You got Alabama, Texas A&M, Tennessee. And then it just gets worse from there. But what do you think about this, man? Like, I think I don't know. I wish I could correlate these real quickly and rank them in order so we can see how they rank in order. But I'm not okay. I think Texas. I mean, I think Oklahoma and Georgia being at the top of the conference playing for a SEC championship is not far fetched. Not a far fetched idea at all.
I think that's who I picked last year. No. I picked Oklahoma and Texas to be in the SEC championship game last year. It's who I picked. Um, but yeah, that's not a bad top of the league. I think when you look at the teams that's in the conference right now, when you look at the 2 teams, you would probably say Georgia. I mean, I think the next one, I think you can make an argument between Oklahoma and Ole Miss, depending on Ole Miss's quarterback situation. You
Right.
know, I, yeah, I don't. This is weird. This is weird.
It's tough
It's
because
weird.
I know it's mad
Yeah,
early too. Like to be
yeah,
trying to figure this out, man. Uh, I'm looking at the teams we got at the bottom. We only had one team in Arkansas who was near 5 games or less.
yeah.
Um,
Which
somebody's yeah.
realistically, which realistically, somebody else has to be closer to that 5-4 game mark as well.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. We got a lot of 6-6s on here. A lot of
Yeah,
8-4s that's gonna be 7-5, 5s and
yeah,
7s. Uh,
yeah.
somebody's gonna win 4 games. I don't know which one of these
Exactly,
teams it is, but somebody's gonna win 4 games.
exactly.
Uh, so like I mean it's an interesting idea and concept just to look at it this way. Man, I appreciate you guys for coming in and doing this with us. Let's see what the chat is saying about this real quick. Said Georgia is the only team that really scares me. That's what Mike McKinney said.
Mm.
Uh, young team that grew up, so they have some experience now. Said that looks right to me. Okay, yeah. I think it's not bad. We'll see. Um, except for Ole Miss. We got Ole Miss. You think they should be higher or lower, Mike McKinney? Ole Miss 9-3. Let's see. Ant coming said, "Is beside the UGA game and team who has no questions or first year coach on the schedule." Second, oh, besides UGA, name a team who has no questions or first year coach on the schedule.
That's
Uh,
a good point. That's a very good point.
you can't.
That's a very
You
good point.
can't. You can't. All of
Well,
these guys
Texas
either
A&M.
have new
Texas A&M.
yeah, they got a new coordinator though, right?
Yeah, you're right.
That's what I'm saying. It's
True. That is true.
let's see. He said that's Ole Miss with Trinidad. Oh, okay, I see what he's saying. Mike McKinney
Do
said he think they should be lower. Lower.
do
Ole
y'all
Miss should be
think
lower.
do y'all think Missouri needs more love? Are we putting are we not putting are we not putting enough respect on Austin Simmons' name at Missouri and Ahmad Hardy in that backfield?
Maybe not. Maybe not. Let's see here. What's this? This Mark X, the loft
Hey,
of healthy 5-5-9-1. Listen, man. Hey, I agree.
football, baby.
F
College
F the
football.
committee. F Disney. I don't know if SEC is overrated. And then he ended up with Go Irish. Hey, I guess, bro. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, man. If you like the content, you can drop in and say Go Irish every single live we have if you want. Just subscribe to
That's
this
the
channel.
spirit.
Just subscribe to the channel, man, and there'll be no issues, man. But I guess with the irony behind you saying Go Irish is like you don't have one of these. There's there's
Wow.
there's no channel that you can go to that actually is dedicated to your conference because you don't have one. So
Wow, y'all wrong for that, man.
so
They don't need one. They don't need one.
yeah,
Notre Dame.
well,
I'm in the boat. I'm in the boat with Notre Dame fans saying Notre Dame doesn't need to be in the conference. That's just how I feel. I think with the current system of the playoff, Notre Dame has it so easy because they can go and pick and choose who they want to play, and as long
yeah,
as they look good in it, and they're gonna play, and most of the time they're gonna play 4 of the best teams in the conference. I mean, in the country, and more than likely they're gonna win 3 of those games. And if that happens, Notre Dame is gonna be in the playoff.
mm, I don't respect it, bro. I
It
don't. I mean, I
is.
get it. It is what it is. True, but let me do this real quick. Let's put this back up. Let me ditch this. I just want to point something
It
out.
is what it is.
I want to point something out real quick. What do you think Notre Dame would do with this schedule?
What, Alabama schedule?
Yeah.
Tell me what they have coming back this year. Well, they got an
Mhm.
experienced quarterback and CJ Carr coming back. They got to replace Jeremiah Love, which was a big part of their running game. I
Mhm.
mean, and things of that nature. I think the offensive line is going to be pretty. I think the offensive line going to be decent again, like it was last year. I think their defense is going to be just as good as it was last year, if not better. I think if they look at this schedule, if you look at this schedule, they beat Eastern Kentucky, they beat Eastern Carolina, they'll beat Kentucky, Florida State. What does Florida State have going on with it? You know, it's a lot of questions there. You got to
Yeah.
bring in a new offensive coordinator there as well. With Gus retiring, I think I give them the edge there. I think they'll beat South Carolina. I think they'll beat Mississippi State. Georgia, the last time they played Georgia, they beat Georgia in the playoffs with Gunnar Stockton, who was the quarterback at that time as well. But this is a different Gunnar Stockton. And if they play that game at home, I would probably give the edge to Notre Dame there, but that would still be a game. So I would still put it in the toss-up column. Tennessee, I think the defense would be able to kind of, slow down Tennessee offense, which is basically saying I think they can stop Auburn's offense as well too. So I'll probably get them the edge there. Texas A&M, I think Texas A&M probably win that game. Again, LSU has a really good defense. Blake Baker's back. So would they get pressure on CJ Carr? So I'll probably get the edge to that's probably another toss up. Vanderbilt, I think they beat Vanderbilt. I think they beat is that Chattanooga? They'll beat Chattanooga.
Yeah.
I think they'll beat Auburn. So
Yeah.
I think with this schedule, I think they win 10 games. 10 or 11.
I don't know if they win 10 games, bro.
Really? You don't think Notre Dame can win 10 games with this schedule?
Mm-mm.
Wow.
I don't.
Okay. All right, then. That is wild to me. Well, okay, so
don't.
so if you think they can win 10, what games do you see them losing?
I think starting starting at South Carolina and ending at LSU is going to be one hell of a stretch for Notre Dame
Stop
to
it.
be able to play.
Tez, come on, stop it, Tez. Stop it,
I
Tez.
do.
Stop
I
it.
think they
Stop
lose to
Tez.
Georgia.
Stop it, Tez.
I think they
Tez.
lose to I think
Tez.
they lose to Texas A&M.
Tez.
I think LSU would beat them if it's
Tez.
not at the beginning of
Tez.
the year.
Tez. Come on, Tez.
Um,
South Carolina,
Tennessee's
Mississippi
in
State.
it. Like,
South
listen,
Carolina,
man,
South Carolina, Mississippi State, Tennessee all run the same offense or variation of it. Come on.
we saw them. We saw them last year. We saw we saw Notre Dame last year. The bulk of the tough parts of their games, they lost them right at the gate.
I
As their schedule
wow,
got
bro.
easier, they kept winning. Like I'm just saying, like
They
that
played.
SEC
They
grind.
played. Which they played. Okay, let's be honest about this. Let's be honest about this. They played Miami, right? Miami. That game, Miami had a field goal late with like 58 seconds left on the clock, and
Mhm.
Notre Dame had a freshman quarterback that they gave the ball to in the that they say go down the field and score. Okay, that's an excuse you can give them, but they had an opportunity to win the game. But I'm not. I can give them that. I can give them the excuse, but that was a 27-24 game. Okay, the next week they play at home against Texas A&M, and they go up and they win. They go up and at the end of the game, Texas A&M does go down the field and score, but if you want to give them an excuse, there was a missed holding call on that play, on that touchdown call from Marcel Reed. That's a touchdown. I'm not giving them an excuse, but if you want to, that is there. You said from South Carolina to LSU, right? From South
Yeah,
Carolina to LSU.
is
South
is a
Carolina,
stretch of games that I feel like they had not they're not used to playing that.
South Carolina, Mississippi State, and Tennessee all run a variation of the same offense.
Yeah,
Notre Dame's defense can stop that offense. It can.
I mean we'll see.
It can.
Well, we won't
So
see
that's
because
three.
they
That's
they
three.
ain't gonna play
They're
it.
not going. We won't see it. That's 3 wins right there. I'll get that. The toss up games are Georgia, Texas A&M, and LSU. Those are your toss up games. And when you're looking at what LSU has on the offensive side of the ball, I don't know if LSU is going to be able to run the football, and I don't know if the quarterback that you have invested so much money in is going to be able to play this year.
Bro, I'm telling you, start if this is Notre Dame and you start at South Carolina,
All right.
Mississippi
Okay.
State, Georgia. After that Tennessee game, they gonna be on a backup left guard, backup left center, running back gonna be beat up. Like they have not played a stretch of physicality that they're not used to that. Um,
Okay, man. Okay. I you know
I don't think
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're
I
saying.
don't think that I'm not saying that they would like just fall off the map on this schedule, but I don't. I think if people voted that Alabama would go 8-4 on this schedule, I think Notre Dame would go 8-4 as well.
But I think Notre Dame is a better team than Alabama.
Not by much, in
I
my
think it's by
opinion.
a little bit. I think it's by I think it's by more than much.
I I don't know. I like.
Okay, man. All right. I'm just saying, man. I mean, I
I
get
think I
it.
think they
I,
I
I
think
get
they
it.
are
I,
a
I get, what,
team.
I get where you're coming from. I
I
get where
think
you're
they
coming
are.
from, but
I think they are a better team than Alabama though. Like I think they are, but like, and that's saying something in itself. But I
I
don't think
think
they
I
are by
just
much.
I think, and I'm not saying you doing this, but I think the disrespect that goes to Notre Dame is because Notre Dame's not in the conference. I think that is the
Yeah,
reason why a lot of people look at them the way that they look at them. Is what I'm saying. Is the way it is
probably
because they're
so.
not
There's
in the
probably
conference.
something to that.
You know what I'm
I'm not
saying?
saying
I
that it's
think I
not.
think that's the reason why a lot of people look at them. But we're not gonna sit here and act like Notre Dame is still not one of the premier programs. If we gonna use guys that are trying that want to transfer and guys that want to play for a national brand, we're not gonna sit here and act like Notre Dame is not an appealing spot that players want
Oh
to go and
no,
play at, where they will get premier talent. We're not gonna sit here and act like that. Notre Dame is a
I'm
good
not saying
football
that.
team.
They
They're
are.
a good football team.
They just would lose 4
But
games on this schedule.
but the thing is, I mean, and that's your opinion. But
Yeah.
my thing is, I sit here and look at it and just be like, all right, man, it is what it is. And part of the reason is I don't care if they in a conference or not. I really wish they would get in a conference and just go in and just wreck a conference and just put it to bed. Just so that this discussion that a lot of people are having wouldn't happen.
You
But
better go to the Sun Belt.
man, that's the disrespect to Notre Dame is wild.
They better
Is
go to the Sun
wild to
Belt,
me,
bro.
man.
You better.
It's
Yeah,
wild to me,
I
man.
just don't see it, man. I
All
like
right. Okay. Okay. All right.
I
I'm just saying, man. I just look at football. I look at the way the game is played, and I look at how they play the game and what they are known for. I just look at them and just be like, they're gonna be able to run the football. They're gonna have a offensive line that's gonna be able to move people, that's gonna be able to block well, and they're gonna have a running back or a stable running back that's gonna be able to run the football. And we talk
yeah,
about it all the time. We talk about it all
man,
the time.
I'm
But
just
hey,
looking.
you know,
No,
here's the thing.
I'm looking at the level of like
And they play good
just
defense. And they
yeah,
play very good defense.
but the competitive balance of the schedules is not the same. I can't. They had Miami. I'm like I had to look at the schedule, but they had Miami. They had Texas A&M. They lost both of those games. Of course, they come back and beat Purdue 56-30. They beat Arkansas, who is not a good team, one of the worst teams in the conference. Now, good thing about that.
Arkansas was the number one offense in the conference at that time.
No, I was about to say the good thing about that is they held Arkansas, the number one offense in the conference, to just 13 points. That's exactly what I was about to say. But still, they beat them 56-13. Boise State was not a good team last year. Yeah, I wouldn't put that against, not. I don't know. Looking at Alabama's schedule, I'm not sure what team I would rank that against. NC State is okay, but again, these are games in the SEC schedule that would be considered tune-up games.
So if you
Boise.
so here's the thing. If you the SEC stuff, let's not get into that conversation. If that's the conversation, then you should feel the same way about Miami.
What do you mean?
You should feel the exact same way about Miami then, because basically Notre Dame plays
You
in
mean
the ACC schedule.
in terms of the teams that they're playing?
Yes.
I do.
Okay then. All right. Well, in that case, I rest my case then. In that case, I'm cool. If that because if you was gonna say something different, I would have been like, come on.
No, they play a heavy ACC schedule. These
That's
ACC
unfair.
teams aren't really good. Then
That's
you ended
unfair.
with Boston College, the Navy midshipmen. I give you Pitt and Syracuse. They beat Syracuse 70-7. Like these are not. You won't have one of these. There's nobody in the SEC.
They beat Arkansas 56-13.
Yeah,
It's an SEC
70-7
team.
is different.
56-13 is
70-7
still
is
a large amount. It's still
It
a
is.
large number.
It is very
It's a
true.
40-point
very
win.
true.
You beat a team by almost 7 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns.
I had to look up Arkansas schedule Miami schedule last year. Yeah, it's more the same there too. I don't know, man. I guess I'm SEC biased, man. I'll take it. uh, but yeah, I don't know if like I said, I don't know if Notre Dame could pull that off with that schedule. But let's see what they're saying in the chat. Said Marshall beat Notre Dame. LOL. It's got a couple people agreeing.
Marshall did not beat Notre Dame. When did Marshall beat Notre Dame?
Said Alabama can stop the run. I think you meant can't stop the run. Or can they?
Hold on. When did Marshall beat Notre Dame?
Not last year.
No, if you talking about if you talking about NIU, yeah, that was NIU that beat them the year they played for the national championship. Okay, that's a good point. But I don't remember Marshall beating Notre Dame. If you want to do that, Austin P beat Georgia 20. I mean, Austin P lost to Georgia by only if we using that metric, Austin P lost to Georgia by 19 points, a team that Georgia should have went out and destroyed.
Yeah.
So I mean, if we using that logic, you know what I'm saying? Last year, an Austin P team went to Georgia and only lost by 19 points.
I said, Lord, give us that schedule. Yeah,
20,
you're right about
20,
that.
20 points, something like that. So I'm just like, all right, man. Like we had these hypothetical conversations, but I just look at how the team play, and I'm just like, all right, man. They do what they're supposed to do against the competition they're supposed to do it, and then the teams that you consider that are of equal status to them, they games. They always they are competitive games. So I don't understand I don't understand it. And when I look at South Carolina, when I look at Mississippi State, and when I look at who's the other one that's on the Alabama schedule, whoever it was, when I go look at them three teams, I just be like, we look at them teams in the SEC right now. Those teams are 6-6 teams in the conference. So it is what it is. They're not scared to play a bowl game. They did that strategically. I don't care. The thing about that is you don't have to accept a bid to any bowl that you don't want to go play in. You don't have to. And they decided they didn't want to. So it is what it is.
To be fair, they weren't the only ones that opted out of that bowl game.
Exactly.
There's a bunch of teams. They literally had to scramble to find teams to play in the Birmingham Bowl.
That's the reason why Mississippi State played in the bowl game last year.
Yeah, like if I'm not mistaken, was it a 4-win team that had a bowl game? Because everybody opted out.
Mississippi State was
my only problem with them when Notre Dame opting out was that like you can't have the argument that they would have won, they would have did this. It's like you had the opportunity to show that on the field, and you didn't. So like I don't mind. I'm not a Notre Dame fan. I don't care if you play your bowl game or not. I don't sit up worried about Notre Dame. But at the same breath, it's like, okay, you can't complain about this if you didn't participate in it. So there's that. That's probably more so to the fans. I ain't talking about like
that's what it was. It was the fans. I don't think they were
Yeah.
winning. I think Notre Dame was just like, look, we had this understanding that if we win this amount of games, this is something that was this was an agreement between us and y'all. If we win this amount of games, we should be in the playoff. That was an understanding that they had. And Notre Dame was like, all right, cool. It is what it is. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. And they was just like, we're not gonna play in a bowl game because of that. Because we
They
did our
didn't play
part.
the game because they did get in the playoff. Yeah, that's exactly what he just said.
Exactly.
Like he literally just said exactly that. He literally just said they said they had a plan in place. They didn't want to. If they didn't make a bowl game, they wouldn't go. They didn't make the playoffs. They wouldn't go play in the bowl game, and that's what happened.
That's exactly what it is.
It's literally what you just said.
That's an understanding that Notre Dame had with the CFP from the beginning when that happened, because that was a conversation when the 12-team playoff hit. That was a conversation of how does Notre Dame, how you factor Notre Dame in. And the thing was, as long as you win 10 games and you are ranked in this particular, and you ranked here, then you will be in the 12-team playoff. They were ranked 10 and they won 10 games. So the understanding was we should have been in the playoffs, and they weren't. And they was like, fine, we ain't gonna play in the bowl game.
Yeah. I don't know, but listen, this is not the no conference channel. This is SEC season.
SEC season. That's what it is.
Oh man. So yeah, man, guys, we got to get up out of here. This has been a long episode. I didn't realize it ran that long, but time flies when you're having fun. And you guys, take a look at this, man. This is projected records. You guys voted on this. Those of you that were around for the beginning when we first started, I appreciate you guys for sticking around with us and getting through this. Also, if you jumped in at the last minute, I appreciate you for coming, checking in as well. Go back and watch this episode in its entirety. I'm gonna try to cut these up so that each team gets a separate video, so you guys won't have to scroll through. But man, let us know what you think about the projected win totals as voted on by the Keyboard Collective. And next week here on, well, actually, I always do this. I should do this. I should do this under the outro. So let's go to the outro. There we go. Every game on the schedule. There's 16 games, right, that we had to pick. Now, everybody most of all the SEC teams play nobodies. So those should go by pretty quick, but it is some interesting games that we're gonna have to talk about and mull over. As the season goes on, they get into bye weeks. Some weeks we may only have 3 or 4 games to pick, and that's cool. We'll combine some weeks, but at the end of the season, we will have picked every single football game for the SEC. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you liking the content, but yeah, more importantly, make sure you subscribe. That way you can follow along with this journey. Hit that notification bell. That way you get notified. Say, oh, they're on week 2. So boom, you can go ahead and get your week 2 picks in. Who do you think is gonna win or lose? And then we're gonna compare that to every statistical model about college football and compare what the fans actually think versus what the media pundits and everybody actually think, because we're taking it back. As you can see, the thumbnail was fans versus they. We don't know who they is. We always blame they. They don't want us to win. They don't want us in the playoff, all of that. So we taking on they. All you guys got to do is come around here on Tuesdays. We will be compiling stats, man, and come season start, it should be a really, really, really good, interesting conversation. We should have some stuff ready to go. But I feel like I've been talking too long. Don't forget lunch breaks on Thursdays. That's going to be this Thursday at 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, coming to you on your lunch breaks. And then my guy Nick, what you got going on, man? Let the people know what you got going on, my guy.
Yeah, Water Cooler Talk Sports, man. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. We out the Water Cooler. Yeah, man. Shout out to that, man. Tomorrow, man, we're gonna be talking about will the SEC leave the NCAA? That's what we're gonna talk about tomorrow, man. We're talking about other cracks in the foundation, and how that affects, every team in the conference, especially Auburn football, man. So we're gonna talk about that. Also, Thursday is the debut of SEC Heat Check with Marcus Fitzpatrick, man. So make sure y'all tune into that. That'll be Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern, man. So we appreciate y'all so much for that, man. Also, go to www.watercoolertalksports.com. Again, it's www.watercoolertalksports.com, man. For all the college football, SEC football, and of course, Auburn football news in written form. We appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. So yeah, this has been a fun one again. Like I say all the time, thank each and every one of you for joining in on the conversation. We'll get out of here. Let me see. I thought we had some. Oh no, we only had the one comment. As Sharp said, y'all make excuses saying other teams but they wasn't in the college football playoff contention. Oh, he's saying y'all making it. First of all, man, I don't like Notre Dame. I ain't gotta make no excuses for Notre Dame, bro.
Yeah, me neither. I just look at.
I'm just telling you what they said happened. Like, I don't know.
That was something that they did in the 2024 season, man. They made that rule up in the 2024 season with Notre Dame. So
yeah, I don't know. But all right, man. About to get up out of here, man. As always, it is SEC season. And catch y'all on the next one, man. We out. Peace.